Sarah, because I thought it was only Donald Trump that had the gall or had the ability to apologise.
Yeah.
What Nigel Farage said at the beginning.
Thank you, Nigel.
I didn't say only Donald Trump. I said very few.
Right.
And she's not in elected politics. If she was a Tory MP, then she wouldn't have apologised.
All right, let's go. We've only a few minutes left tonight. Deborah Dibb, please. Deborah Dibb.
Thank you. Is Boris Johnson too much of a loose cannon to be Foreign Secretary?
So, we've seen him being reprimanded by Number 10 today for what he said. Will Self, is he too much of a loose cannon?
Yes, basically he is. Yeah, he is, yeah. I mean, I thought there was a feeling, Shay Self, that perhaps Mrs May had appointed him deliberately in order to humiliate him. But, of course, such is the closeness of our relationship with the House of Saud, who are our besties, that anything we can do to keep the House of Saud on side, we're prepared to do. I mean, after all, you mustn't be too hard on Boris. I mean, he did say the weird thing about the proxy wars, referring to this rather horrible thing where these people called Houthis are being killed in Yemen. But what he didn't say, which would have been much, much more worrying, was that, of course, the proxy wars are it's really a family argument between two sides of our dear friends, the House of Saud, who, at any opportunity we like to give arms to, we actually have a British Army unit in Riyadh at the moment helping them plan to kill Houthis. So Boris was really being quite restrained, I think.
And can you have somebody as Foreign Secretary who says things that are immediately countermanded by Downing Street? Is that the new politics?
No, he's going to
healthy arrangement.
He's going to go, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he's toast, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Doesn't she need him for the Brexit bit?
Well, I think she can probably come up with something better than that. But I mean, the whole show may be about to hit the end of the pier, David.
Louise Mensch.
No, I don't think he is. I mean, you say, is Boris too much of a loose cannon to be Foreign Secretary when Donald Trump has just been elected President of the United States? I mean, come on. I don't think that Boris was hard enough on the Saudis, and instead of just saying it's a family war between two sides, Shia and Sunni, I wish he'd said, why are we giving money to this hideous nation that is ISIS with an embassy that treats women as slaves and chops off their heads in car parks and calls them terrorists if they drive? We shouldn't have any kind of a relationship with Saudi Arabia, far less have the Foreign Office mandarins sucking up to them as their ally. And I like about Boris is he speaks his mind, and he is an intelligent man. He may joke, but he is clever. And he will stand up to Putin, as it's been a bit too much of a love fest tonight. I'll say to Nigel Farage, I think you're sucking up to this genocidal tyrant is absolutely disgusting. This is the man that killed 20-year-old Richard Mays and 10 other Britons, that shot down MH17. And the level of sucking up to this disgusting dictator is something that I hope Boris Johnson will put a stop to. And if he can stand up to the civil servants at the Foreign Office, he'll be doing us all a big favour.
Nigel Farage.
Well, I'm feeling as confused right now as Boris is most days. I find myself in total agreement with Will Self and Louise Mensch about Saudi Arabia. Just back in October, you know, Boris was saying what wonderful trade we had with Saudi Arabia. And the other point that wasn't made is that, you know, during all the terrible things that have been happening in the Middle East, the refugee crisis, the displaced people's crisis, do you know how many people Saudi Arabia have taken? Not one. Not one. And yet, they're about to fund 200 new mosques in Germany. You may say that's fine, but when you realise it's the Saudis that have pushed Wahhabism, it's the Saudis that have pushed the burqa, it's the Saudis that have pushed the extreme form of Islam that is causing the problem. So I agree with you on that.
And you might just answer about Putin.
Oh, look, the point is this. I said already in this programme to the lady up there, I would not want to live in Putin's Russia. I completely understand that, you know, journalists like you who tweet a lot, I mean, you wouldn't last long over there, you know, I get all that. But what I am saying is, I do think our foreign policy of provoking him has been mistaken. I've no idea.
Provoking him.
But
he's
the problem
bombing
is,
hospitals in Aleppo. He's killing children right now, and you're sucking up to him.
No, obviously not doing that. But I am saying we made a major strategic error with the Ukraine. We helped to topple a democratically elected leader by trying to draw the Ukraine into our orbit, and I think we should stop provoking Putin, start talking to him. But I don't want him as a friend, but neither do I want to go to war with him. But the question, is Boris Johnson too much of a loose cannon to be... Well, as an individual, clearly he is. But what I'd like to know is, what does he stand for? What does he stand for? We haven't really heard, other than encouraging people to protest outside the embassy, the Russian embassy.
Brexit, maybe? Did he stand for Brexit?
I saw him getting off the Eurostar this week, and he looked a bit bewildered, I've got to tell you.
Did he stand for Brexit during the campaign, or are you saying he didn't really stand for Brexit?
He did stand for Brexit in the campaign, and now we hear he's briefing embassies that he supports free movement.
That's hypocrisy.
We need some clarity.
We'll deal with some dictators, but not with others,
because
I don't like Saudi Arabia, but I like Putin.
I want to go to the... All right, Nigel, hold it,
Yes.
ma'am, if you would. I want to go to the man up there in the pink shirt. You, sir, yes. And
Nigel's
then,
Nigel's been after a job as an ambassador for some time. Perhaps he should be the ambassador to the House of Saud.
Wow, there you are. Thank you.
And you on the far, yes.
Earlier, Nigel Farage said that the Saudi Arabians were funding mosques in Germany and then straight away talked about Islamophobia. Isn't blasé comments like that the reason why people are feeling ostracised from society and moving towards extremist groups?
No. I have never, ever wanted, and there are some politicians in Europe that do, I do not want us to go to war with Islam, far from it. I want us to get on in this country. The damage that has been done by the Saudis pushing a very extreme form of Islam has done more harm than anything else.
You
I
in
promise
spectacles,
you.
then I come both sides here. Yeah, I'll come to you. A quick point, if you would, because we're coming to the end, yes.
You said, obviously, that you don't support, or you support Donald Trump, don't you? And he obviously doesn't like Islam for whatever reason.
OK, I can't go back to Mr Farage, because we've heard quite a lot from him.
Too much.
Richard Bergen, he said... You said it, I didn't say that. Richard Bergen.
On Boris Johnson is, I'm afraid, an actor and a rank opportunist. One day he was for Remain, the next day he was for Leave, because he wanted to be leader of the Conservative Party and Prime Minister. Then his position on Saudi Arabia. What can we believe? Just 2 or 3 weeks ago, in the House of Commons, Labour brought a motion calling on a halt on arms sales to Saudi Arabia, pending an investigation into whether or not those weapons are being used for war crimes in the Yemen. Boris Johnson stood at the dispatch box and said, nothing to see here, don't worry about it, and he voted against the motion. Then we find he's saying these other things when he's abroad. He's not a safe pair of hands, he's not responsible, and who knows what he actually believes in, apart from himself.
OK. And he's your man, Sarah Wollaston, your Foreign Secretary.
He absolutely shouldn't lose his job. He spoke the truth. He called for leaders in the region to stand up and stop the sectarian bloodbath. And if that starts a debate that starts us in that direction, I'd say he's done us all a favour.
Yeah. OK, thank you. Time's up. We're back in the new year. In Solihull, and the week after that in Peterborough, so come and take part. I can't remember what date it is in Solihull, but it's about 2 weeks into January, the 12th, I think, of January. So 12th of January, just outside Birmingham, or Peterborough the week after that. You can go to our website, you can call 0331 123 9988. If you're listening on 5 Live to this but not seeing it, you know the debate goes on Question Time, Extra Time. But my thanks now to our panel here and to all of you who came to take part in this last programme before Christmas. So from Maidenhead until the new year, a very Merry Christmas, everyone, and good night.